Hi all, welcome to the second module of the 8th week. Now let us deal with the teaching pedagogy, what we call it as co-constructing. At the end of this video, you will be able to define co-construction as an instructional strategy or a pedagogy, enlist the importance of co-construction, infer the theoretical inputs concerning areas of co-construction, and comprehend the process of co-construction and review the same with a typical example. Now to define co-constructing. Co-construction refers to the process of collaborative interaction between the child and the educator through which knowledge is built on a concept. Co-construction as an instruction pedagogy is a distinctive approach by which the educator and the child form meaning through interactions and build on schemas. It is the strategy that involves thinking of different viewpoints and working collaboratively to solve a problem by the educator and the child. Now let us look into the benefits of co-construction. The strategy of co-constructing knowledge has its emphasis on collaborative learning, and the collaboration involves specific interactional process such as coordination and cooperation. The collaborative effort in co-construction has its own benefits. Few of them are shown to you in the slide. It motivates a child to have positive interactions and discussions and solve issues together. Co-construction also helps a child to explore meaning shared by others on a concept. It expands and builds the knowledge along with the educator. And co-construction allows them to learn to form relationship with their peers and educators during the initial stages, which then leads them to relate themselves to the society as a whole in their later life. Now it's time to look into the theoretical framework of co-construction. Like scaffolding, the teaching strategy co-construction is also a direct implication of Vygotsky and Bruner's theory. The belief is that the assumption of being the child who can learn as a direct result of meaningful interactions with the environment. Now let us understand what are the areas of co-construction. Co-construction is a complex, multidimensional approach of learning that involves three areas, namely the individual child, the physical and the social environment of the child, and the educator. All three areas work together in unison to construct the child's knowledge and understanding of the environment around them. The most important way by which a child learns is a construction of various understandings of a concept. That happens when the child actively tries to make sense of their experiences. Though this is a very natural phenomenon, the process of co-construction happens when children work collaboratively with the educator or with an adult or with his peer group. For example, while working on a joint project, any two people, the educator and the child here, gets a concept clarified by expressing their viewpoints and each learns from it. The viewpoints are expressed as an understanding of the experiences of both of them, gaining it from their physical and social environment. Now, let us look into the process of co-construction. Co-construction, as you know, gives effective result when it is used to emphasize meaning and understanding rather than the acquisition of fact. Now, let us deal with the steps that is to be followed by the educator involved in the process of co-construction with a small group of learners. The first step is to analyze prior knowledge or introduce the learners to a concept. A concept is discussed by the educator with the children of small group using strategies that solicit a comprehensive study of their prior knowledge. If the educator finds a defined concept as a new one, introduce the concept by explicit instruction or by demonstrating. The second step of co-construction is provide them opportunities to express. The educator should provide the group several opportunities to inquire, explore, analyze and brainstorm to express each of their viewpoints on the said concept. You as an educator jot down the viewpoints in a chart either as small drawings or as prompt words. The third step of co-construction is allotment of a joint project. Small group work or a project on the analyzed concept should be allotted to the group in which the educator herself is a member. Care should be taken to assign a project that is age appropriate and developmentally significant. The fourth step of co-construction is to interact, discuss, and collaborate. The educator should provide opportunities for the child to interact, discuss, and express his or her understanding of his peer group as well as to the educator, and pool resources needed to complete the project. And the fifth step is to build on the child's understanding. Each child's viewpoint has to be discussed and the knowledge of other children on that concept has to be built. The educator also should be open-minded to learn from children. The sixth step is add sufficient rigor. For the child to feel competent and satisfied by completing the project, sufficient rigor components have to be added in the form of praising, acknowledging, etc. Now, let us understand these 6 steps that has been dealt with you with an example. Now take an example with a learning objective of devising a tree model in the entrance of the class. How does this teaching strategy co-construction be applied to achieve the stated learning objective? Now for the step number 1, introduce the concept. And how and what to do? Take children for an outdoor visit or to a park with trees and plants. Allow them to climb, but with caution. Feel the texture of the leaves, stem and branch, smell the trees, leaves, listen to the sound of the trees. As the first step is completed, now on to the second step of co-construction of providing opportunities for the child to express. Coming back to the classroom, the children should be seated together and the educator should prompt or brainstorm them of what they had seen or observed in the park. Pose specific questions that facilitate learning regarding height of the trees, identification of different trees, where do trees grow, color of the stem, branches and leaves. Now on to the third step of allotting a joint project to the group. Allot the activity of making a model tree in the entrance of the classroom. Specify the group members. Make sure that the educator is a member of the group. Then on to the fourth step of co-construction, how to interact, discuss and collaborate based on the learning objective. Sit together as a group. Discuss the materials needed to do the activity. Interact and decide the type of tree to be made, color of leaves, branches, trunk portion and root. Also, determine the height of the tree in line with the space provided to display the model. Then, on to the fifth step, build on the child's understanding. With the collection of resources, start with the display. On the job, interactions to build on the child's understanding has to be facilitated by asking, why not color the leaf with yellow? Why are few leaves in yellow color? With such questions, a child understands that yellow color leaves wither off soon. And the last step is very important. It refines the model. It is adding sufficient rigor. The final touch of the tree display can be given by the children themselves, but give them options. Each leaf would bear the photograph of the children enrolled in the class or the name of the children enrolled in those particular class. Hence, at the end of the process of co-construction, the knowledge and understanding of the children on trees were built with ease, and moreover, creativity elements, problem-solving skills, critical thinking ability, enhanced positive relationship, cooperation and teamwork were also built within the child. And this is the power of co-construction. Meet you in the next pedagogy. Thank you.